Well, hello there, and welcome back to Hartebeest Lair. Today, we're going back to the 80s. I'm going to tell you about that one time I was rad. Because yes, this nerd can dance. I am Alex Hart, aka in dance, Isadora. If you missed the previous adventure of how I got started dancing, you can go back to the 70s with me in Solid Gold Dancer, baby! But now, spring 1982, 3rd grade. I can't believe Queen Christine invited me to her birthday party. Me, the super nerd! Christine is tall, blonde, and blue-eyed, the coolest girl in our class, with Farrah Fawcett hair and super neat clothes. Her best friend is Susie, who used to be my best friend until kindergarten, when she became Queen Bee and I became Hardy Farty. But then Christine moved into town, so now Susie is more like Princess. She's teensy and super cute with her perfect bouncy curls and eyes that are also big and blue. When those two girls are together with their court, it's like the Charlie's Angels just walked in. So how am I here with them at the Queen's birthday party? It's a pretty big party, so I guess that explains it. For dinner, we have pizza and cake and ice cream, then ooh and ah over all her presents. After that, we put on our jammies and brush our teeth, so we're ready for the slumber part of the slumber party. But first, it's time for the dance contest. When Christine announces that, all the air in my lungs swells up and freezes because, as you know, dancing is my favorite thing in the whole wide world. But nobody here knows that. Ever since that day Henry Anderson caught me strutting around like a toreador through my living room window, I have kept the curtains closed whenever I dance. Sometimes he strikes mean, jeering disco poses when I'm at their house playing with Johnny. But he must not have told anybody about what he saw, or for sure the other kids would be doing it too. Nope, I think my secret is safe. Nobody knows that I dance every morning before school and any other chance I get the house to myself, and in the bathroom when I'm supposed to be showering, and in the basement on my roller skates, and whenever we visit my cousin Jill, who is a real live dancer with costumes and tap shoes and ballet slippers and everything. One by one, the girls all pick songs and dance to them. We cheer and clap and gush and squeal. Christine both lip syncs and dances to Hit Me With Your Best Shot by Pat Benatar. She knows all the lyrics by heart and has moves to go with every one of them. I would never be able to play this kind of music in my house. My dad would call it noise. But I did get to watch Christine and Susie dance to Pat Benatar and Joan Jett down in the basement here last summer. For a couple weeks, they thought I might be cool enough to hang out with them. I'm not. Whenever school starts back up, everybody always remembers that. Susie picks I Love Rock and Roll, and Kim picks Funky Town, which we all go bananas over. Corinne picks some song I've never heard, but most of the other girls sure have, because they sing along. That happens a lot with Christine's music, which is why I hold back so long. Because in between dancers, when we all look through the records and tapes, I can't find anything I know well enough to dance to, especially not in front of these girls. There aren't any Supremes or ABBA, no Donna Summer, Juice Newton, or classical records. Most of the singers are people I've only sort of heard of, but none of the song titles I know make me want to groove. Eventually, everybody has gone except Gabby and Lynn, and there is no way we'll be able to pry either of those girls off the couch. They shake their heads with huge eyes, and it's not the shy no that some of the other girls did before we all pushed them into taking their turn. Gabby and Lynn really mean it. Christine takes one last roll call. This is it, my last chance, the last dance. I'm the only other one who hasn't gone. When she asks me if I want to take a turn before we all vote, I give a shy nod and edge toward her. I would go, but I don't know what song to pick. I don't know most of this music. Her eyes narrow in thought. She says, hunting through the records. "Ooh," Susie says, "I know." When she finds the one she wants, of course it has a sassy cheerleader on the cover. Christine's mouth goes huge with an excited gasp. "Oh, yeah!" A bunch of the girls squeal over it, but I have no idea what it is. "This is so rad," she says, pulling the record out. If she's calling it rad, it must really be something. It's her latest word, which means it's becoming everybody else's word too. I don't really use that word. That's cool girl stuff. I bet this music is too. Has to be with a cheerleader on the cover. Some of the popular girls have had tiny cheer uniforms since we were in kindergarten. They followed the real cheerleaders around in parades and have their own pom-poms and everything. Me? No way. You have to be pretty and cool and popular to be a cheerleader. For some reason, everybody seems to agree that this will be the perfect song for me to dance to. I'm not so sure about that, but I decide to trust them, taking the stage in the middle of the living room. All eyes are on me as Christine puts the record on. She glances at me. "Ready?" I gulp. My hands are damp and my eyes are as round as that black vinyl that's about to start playing. My heart is racing almost as hard as it did that day when Henry caught me dancing. But if I ever want to be a solid gold dancer anywhere other than in my living room with the curtains closed, I have to get used to letting people watch me. So I nod. She puts the needle down. A slick beat kicks out through the room. My shoulders catch it, popping up and down from side to side. I add my head as I get a feel for it. Thankfully, there are a bunch of Christmas lights strung up for this party. All the other lights are off. I'm glad, because I can barely see anybody's faces. Only their silhouettes, which makes this easier. Their heads bop to the beat, too. When the cheer chant starts up, some of them throw back their heads and belt it out. They start clapping along, and that sparks my blood. They love this song. I can feel it already. I think I do, too, because it's got a great beat. Now, my feet have to move. I pony step side to side, and I think I've got it. I close my eyes because it's happening. I've never heard this song, but that never matters when I'm in the groove. I'm like a puppet to this music. It tells me exactly what to do and when it's about to switch. A girl's voice starts singing. I can't really make out all the lyrics, don't fully understand some of the others, but the words I do catch tell me her mood. She's bold, fun, as sassy as she looked on that cover. I imagine what it would be like to be a cheerleader, to be pretty, popular, cool, to be rad. When she gets to the chorus, I go back to pony hopping and bopping around the room. More girls are singing along now, and I let my hair bounce from side to side, pretending that it's long enough to put into a ponytail and flip around. By the time the second verse comes on, I've really got it. I understand how the song is put together now, so I can really let go. My legs kick up and fly, my pointy fingers shoot sparks, and my hands swat off sass. My hips do things way too old for me, and no, Mickey, I do not understand either, but I sway them anyway as I strut and vamp and point and grin. I'm a love-struck dancing queen all through the chorus, and then that hard, slick beat comes back. With my hands clapping over my head, I lunge back and forth. When they clap along with me, my heart soars up into the stars. The chant starts up again. "Oh, Mickey, you're so fine, you blow my mind. Hey, Mickey! Hey, Mickey!" I'm right in front of them now, lip-syncing and pointing at each one in turn. We clap and chant together, and our smiles are so huge. I'm not really dancing anymore, just sidestepping and egging them on because this is the coolest feeling I've ever had. This really is rad. They're playing with me. I'm playing with them. We're playing together, and it's everything I always dreamed it would be. Over and over we yell that chant until the song tells me it's about to change again. The beat gets all fast and winds up like it's about to hit a homer, or like one of those boxers in silky shorts, winding up his fisticuffs before the big kapow! When it hits, I bounce off to the middle of our stage again to go nuts. Their clapping and singing, and especially their smiles, drive me harder and bigger. I'm a daredevil tonight, just like when I'm alone in my living room, and when it ends so abruptly, I blink hard. Oh no! My face has to be lit up brighter than those Christmas lights. For a second, my heart thinks about jumping up into my throat to choke me forever. So I quick vamp into the most dramatic pose in the universe. My mouth is open in a big ta-da grin. I hold it, hold my breath, pray. Gosh, I hope I haven't just wrecked everything I did by botching the ending. But that just tickles my audience even more. Instead of jeering at me, they only cheer harder and jump up to laugh in that way that is full of hugs and delight. I can barely catch my breath, and not because I danced so hard. Usually, if my classmates are all circled around me, it is a very, very bad day. Them wanting to touch me is the worst. But tonight, they're all squealing and smiling and cheering, wanting to pat me on the back and even hug me. I can tell before they vote. I've won the contest. It's unanimous. I can't believe you've never heard that song before, Kimberly says, and everybody nods. It's on the radio all the time, Susie says. All I can do is shrug. I like playing records or the 8-track way better than listening to the radio because there are no commercials and I can dance to my favorite songs over and over and over and over as many times in a row as I want. Wow, they keep gushing, and I can't believe it, and we had no idea you could dance like that. Grinning, I blush and nod because I don't know what to say about it except dancing is my favorite thing. My heart is so huge I can barely breathe around it. I want to hug every one of them and spend the whole rest of the night in a big puppy pile together. That's what chants were made for, and cheerleaders and pom-poms and circling around somebody. This is the way it's supposed to be, all of us together, all of us laughing and hugging and sharing smiles. I suddenly know in my bones and my guts. I know to the bottom of my twinkly toes. This is what I want to do for my whole life. Up next, I'm going to share a tale with you that I never posted on my old blog. It takes place in one of the biggest, shiniest cities in the world. It's called Aren't You Special? There, a small town no-name dancer with Dane Bramage gets invited to share the stage with megastars. I've never really spoken or even written much about this time in my life. Once upon a time, people used to fly me across continents and oceans to learn from me and watch me dance, but I've kept pretty quiet about those adventures. Until now. If reading is more your cup of tea, you can find all these tales in the written format on my blogs. Today's adventure comes from the DanceStory section of my art and nature publication, Tinkerings of an Elemental Alchemist. But in our next episode, we'll be sailing into the deeper, darker waters of Bella and the Beast, where my more salty and personal stories live. As always, I'll put the links to these posts in the description. You can find all these adventures, as well as the dancing in question, on my website, heartobeast.com. That's HARTEBEAST.com.